Okay, so for our poster we chose topic 10, challenges of monetary union without fiscal union, using the USA and EU as an example. So this is our poster that we've made, and for the presentation we've broken it down into smaller parts so it's easier for you to see. So I'll pass you over to Joe for the introduction.
We start off with the comparison of the European Union versus the United States of America. We decided that the European Union is a political and economic union formed in 1993 as a result of the Maastricht Treaty, which combined the European Economic Community and other European institutions. It consists of 28 member states in total, with a total corresponding GDP of 16 trillion. A monetary union was officially established and implemented in 2002, with the euro as its single currency. This certain union is currently composed of 19 member states, representing 319 million people, therefore making it the second largest reserve currency. The euro and respective monetary policies of those who have adopted it are controlled by the European Central Bank. However, macroeconomic, export and import policy within regulations are still under the control of each respective Eurozone nation. In contrast, however, the United States of America is a federal republic consisting of 50 states in complete fiscal union. The federal government and Federal Reserve acts as the ultimate political branches, controlling fiscal and monetary policies of all 50 states, whereas the European Union allows autonomous control over fiscal policy. Control is exerted using powerful economic instruments such as budget allocation and taxes. This means that the federal government ultimately oversees the printing of money and trading of goods and services between states and foreign entities or nations, while the corresponding US states supervise their own internal trade.
Okay, so the first subtopic of our poster was about the balance of payments within the European Union. So what the problem you have nations such as Germany which export too much, so they're running a trade surplus, and then you get countries, other member states such as Greece, which are running a trade deficit. Now, because the European Union as a whole has no control over its balance of payments, it allows some countries to sustain a deficit whilst other countries to sustain a surplus. Whereas the United States as a whole, all the states are combined for one complete balance of payment, which allows for a lot more fiscal control over keeping this in balance. Another problem, topic 2, was the freeloader problem in the European Union. Now, with a united union, there's the potential for other nations to take risks knowing that they've got the security of other nations to bail them out. Once again, returning to Greece, this was another example where they run up loads of debts and then have to continually be bailed out by other member states to keep the European Union afloat. Within the United States, there can be a lot tighter fiscal controls to make people tighten their monetary belts to prevent excessive risk-taking, whereas in the EU, it's a lot harder to have individual control over the member states.
Also, another challenge that's faced is without the national currency of the euro, there is no system in place to make sure that the Eurozone nations' imports and exports between themselves ever come back into balance. This means that if the euro loses a lot of value, there are no systems to help the countries that have adapted the euro to make sure that they do not end up with a very high deficit. This could result in many Eurozone countries facing a financial crisis. Also, without a system in place to help smaller economically developed countries such as Germany benefit a lot more as they will benefit from an increase in exports, whereas growth-depressing countries such as Greece will be hit a lot harder.
Finally, interest rates. An issue with the monetary union is that the interest rate is dictated for all nations. This causes a problem because different nations require different interest rates, and so if the interest rates are higher to help countries such as Germany to deal with higher inflation, this could cause issues for nations who need a lower interest rate to increase spending and boost the economy. This leads to smaller countries such as Greece to be worse off, as economic stable countries such as France have a larger say when it comes to deciding the interest rate. This means that the interest rates tend to be decided on what will benefit the larger economies than what will benefit the Eurozone. Finally, the strength of our poster is that it's got a clear structure due to the breaking down of separate points and the use of subtitles. Secondly, there is a lot of use of examples such as Germany and Greece. And finally, our poster is very visual with the use of photos.